Let's make sure our microphones are on. Test 1, 2, 3. They look like they're on. Okay, good. Here we go. And we're back. It is Friday. Look at this. Finish Strong Friday, December 19th, 2025. And super grateful to be here. We are the Amish Matchmakers, Carlos and Chantel. Hopefully these mics are working well. We've got them on now. Just keep checking them and testing them. But we are the Amish Matchmakers. We help Amish singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a legacy rooted in freedom and faith and freedom. So, good morning. We're back. Today is a Friday, and we always try to finish strong on Friday and complete some things. And tonight is a party, Christmas party. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this fire a little bit in there. Maybe.
Yeah, looking fire.
It is. Let's see. People enjoy looking at the fire. Let's just scoot it out a little bit.
No, I'm good.
Can you go in there? Scoot it out a little bit so they can see me too. I know you're better looking to look at. You know, I feel like I can jam your fingers again. Okay, so today, Finish Strong Friday, we were talking about this morning, Triggers to Triumph. And so thought we would talk about that a little bit.
But what about Triggers to Triumph? What were you talking about?
Yeah, well, we were talking about, the kind of what a trigger is, and then what it does, right? Essentially, what does a trigger do to create a cycle that is can be harmful and non-beneficial and lead to death and destruction over time, whether it's drugs, alcohol, porn addictions, addictions that come and happen through triggers. You get triggered. We talked about the cycle. You get triggered. You get the negative self-talk, what loser and all those negative self-talk, and then the action that follows because of the negative self-talk, which is typically a coping mechanism, some form of medication, whether it's food, drugs, alcohol, porn, sex, like all kinds of different things.
Eating.
Yep.
Depression.
Yep. And so the snowball effect, and then ultimately there could be a peak, if you would, some sort of satisfaction from the addiction. That then, when that is satisfied, we have the guilt and shame from being controlled by the addiction, being controlled by the cycle. And so, yeah, we discussed that and the process behind that, even going into some things with triggers to triumph and identifying the trigger, then identifying what it does, and then how can we have a triumphant story through the process? How can we go from being that loser and someone that is a victim to becoming victorious and becoming triumphant in spite of what the story is, and creating a new story around that trauma, around that even trigger. So trigger is an identifier of potential trauma from our childhood. So just kind of went over those things and processed through them, of course. So what I wanted to do is coming together, like I was explaining to the audience earlier. If you are watching this repeat, or if you're watching us for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Yes.
But if this is, a repeat from this morning, I went through a lot this morning, but I told you and promised you that we'd be here with Chantel as well today and get her expertise. She is the one who guided me and taught me and created this process, and together we made it a little more systematic, where it can be duplicated and scaled, and anybody can do it. Now we call it's one of our 3 life activities that we will do and always do for the rest of our lives to help us and help others. MVP being one of them. Epic 30 we went over yesterday. That's a lifelong core activity. and this is the final one, Triggers to Triumph. So take it away, my love.
Well, I like to bring things into, again, practical application. First of all, you know, Carlos is always talking about how I created this process. Well, the truth is there's nothing new under the sun, right? It's just a different way of applying um, processes that have been out there. Again, like hypnotherapy is another one. But I want to break it down, um, kind of give you a biblical reference and do a little bit of a deep dive into, why it's so good to be proactive and intentional in these things. A lot of us, societal wise, right? We avoid things that trigger us. We avoid people that trigger us. We avoid situations. We avoid at all costs being triggered. And a lot of times that's what hinders, couples from having conversations, because they don't want to be triggered. They don't want to their spouse to be triggered. The response is uncomfortable, right? um so human nature, again, it's kind of like, uh in prey animals, they're like always looking around, because they're always afraid to be attacked, right? So, that's kind of the way humans respond to triggers. Like, we feel like if we're triggered, then we're being attacked. um and that's actually, what it does. Yeah, that's how it, triggers affect our nervous system. It feels like we're in danger. Okay. So anyways, I want to go to the verse that sort of exemplifies, represents, if you will, the triggers to triumph process, and we'll kind of break it down a little bit. That sound good?
Sounds awesome. I'm just posting here and letting people know we're live.
So
Yeah, this is good.
Isaiah
It's a really important
43,
one.
18. Okay. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Um, Surface level is good, but it misses the force that the Hebrew has. So when we take down first, do not remember. Okay. Do not remember in Hebrew is al tiskeru. The verb zakar does not mean forget in the modern sense. In Hebrew, remembering means to rehearse, to bring forward, to give weight to, or to allow something to shape your present action. So in scripture, when God remembers, he acts on that memory. So this command is not to erase your past or deny your pain. It is to stop letting the past govern your present. Okay. It's to remove its authority. And I always like to say its control over you. So it doesn't mean we delete the memory, right? It means we deactivate the power. And that's what Triggers to Triumph does. So when we look at the former things, Rishanot, this refers to early patterns, right? Previous systems, former ways of operating, and past frameworks. And, those come from our upbringing. It comes from our family dynamic, our, religious background, all of those different things. And we talk about all the time, especially working with the Amish or those who come from a high control religion, right? Those frameworks and patterns have a very strong grip over our mode of operation in the here and now. So it is the operating systems, right? So this is crucial. Isaiah isn't saying don't remember what happened. He's saying stop living from that old framework. The next one is nor consider. So in Hebrew, it's al titbananu. Again, my pronunciation, forgive it, please. This verb, bin, means to analyze deeply, to study, to mentally loop, or to meditate on. Okay. Now we talk about, the loops that were created in our head, those things, those frameworks, the tape recorder that plays. Carlos talked about, the belief system, what I believe about myself. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a failure.
Story,
My voice doesn't
negative
matter.
talk. Yep.
I'm not worth anything. Like all of those things, right? I have abandonment, whatever it is that plagues your story. Isaiah is saying here, nor consider, like, don't loop on it. Don't meditate on that.
Yeah.
This is rumination language. In modern terms, it says, stop rehearsing the pain. Okay. When we are rehearsing the pain, we are memorizing it. We're creating. So, it's not to deny the experience that you had. It's to be conscious in your rehearsal, right? If you've ever performed in a play and you've had to, you know, uh, learn a script and memorize it so that when you got on stage, you knew what you were saying, right? That's what we do with our pain, y'all. Like we rehearse these stories over and over and over, and it embeds in our DNA, and
Wow.
it captivates us. It consumes us, and it makes it that much harder for our brain to be able to release it. Okay, again, it's not denying that it happened. It's simply being conscious of not having that pain or that experience or that story controlling our adult decisions. Okay. So this is neurological wisdom long before neuroscience.
Wow.
Right.
It's crazy. It's right there in the Bible.
The constant mental replays keep the nervous system activated. So that's if you ever experience somebody who is triggered often, a lot, like at every turn, it feels like,
Right.
your voice isn't right, or, your words somehow, everything that you do or say triggers this person. It's because their nervous system is operating from that place of active, like it's almost like an active volcano, right? That just needs one excuse to erupt, right? That's what a nervous system who is totally focused on the pain, how they're operating. So going back to Isaiah 43:19, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?
Come on.
Again, going back to the Hebrew, behold. This is an intention word. It means look here, shift your focus. Focus. What we focus on is important, you guys. Redirect your awareness. So God is saying, move your attention. So the healing begins where the attention goes, okay? Where your attention is going. And then it says, I am doing, in the Hebrew, it's oseh. The present tense, this is a present tense, an ongoing action. So it's not, I will someday, or I did in the past. We've heard that a lot too. But I am actively working right now. So even if you don't feel it, God is actively here doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it?
Let's go.
Right?
So good.
So a new thing, Hadasha. This does not mean a new version of the old. Hadash means fresh, renewed, never before experienced, quantitatively different. Okay. This is a new identity. It's not a repaired identity. It is literally something new.
Yes.
Now it springs forth. Atach titzmach. This is organic growth language. It's not forced, not instant, not dramatic. It's like a seed breaking ground quietly. This is how the healing actually works, right? So the next phrase is, do you not perceive it? And I love this because it's not an accusation, right? It's an invitation. The root yada means to know experientially, to recognize, to become aware through relationship. God is asking, are you aware enough to notice what's beginning? This is about perception, not performance. And guys, when we work through this process with people, there is something radically powerful when this portion is activated in their life.
Yes.
When there is the awareness and the feeling, the experience of the new thing.
Yes. Come on.
And that's where the triumph is, right? That's where the new story begins. And we use those languaging so specifically because it is a new story. Okay. And I love the way that this breaks it down into, the clarity of the process. So the big picture, right? Isaiah 43, 18, 19 is not telling us to suppress the past, deny the pain, or spiritually bypass the trauma. It's not what it's asking. It's inviting us to remove the past's authority.
So good.
Stop rehearsing the old stories. Shift the attention to what is forming. Partner with God in the new identity.
Yes.
And allow the healing to grow naturally, just like the seed that's planted. Listen, we always talk about we have layers, right?
Yes.
Just like a seed that is planted has layers of soil that it has to go through to come into its own strength, right? It's so important to recognize that it's all a process. It's not a one and done. It is a process, but it's necessary.
Yes.
So your trigger equals the old thing trying to lead it again, right? So anytime we face another trigger, that's all it is. It's the old framework, the old story trying to take over your current life. Forgiveness is the removing of the authority, right? So when we work through the forgiveness, when we pursue understanding, right, that is disengaging the personal offense. Okay, when we understand behaviors, or like say so and so told me that I was a piece of shit when I was young, right? So and so, when we pursue understanding, we then remove the personalization and we understand the term. You've heard the term hurt people, right? We understand what place they were operating from.
Yeah.
And, understanding is not agreement, right? But it is the bridge that helps us to not only be able to forgive, but it helps us to operate from a place of compassion and empathy for what they went through, right? And let go of the offense that wounded us. And the compassion it calms our nervous system. So if we're intentional with this thing, with this wisdom, this guidance of, listen, Do not focus on that story.
Right. Yeah, it's good.
Focus on the new story. I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? Right? Because it's a choice. It's a conscious choice. You can look at that and you can say, oh, well, you know what? I'm really comfortable with that pain. That that trigger, that belief system, it's a part of who I am. What would I do without it?
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. It's, it's the way my brain works because I was told time and time again, right? It's, the belief system. Listen, the greatest thing about beliefs is you can change them.
Yeah.
You have the power. So, it's really powerful when we have the understanding that we don't have to be controlled, right? That threat to our nervous system, whether it's real, whether it's remembered, whether it's symbolic, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to control us. So, there you go.
It's good, babe.
We're a little bit limited on the time today, but
No, it's good. Super powerful and such good truth and helping us to understand. And again, going back to the fact that everything that we work through and everything that we help people with is rooted and founded in the Word of God and the Bible. And then you do a deep dive like that, and it just opens it wide open of understanding and clarity of how these principles work, that these activities, core activities that we have, and how the Word speaks the truth. And when you dive deep into it, you begin to see why it's so important to create a new story, why it's important to not stay stuck in your old story, and then justify it. Well, this is what I went through, or we all have our justifications of why we are the way we are, or the why we do the things we do, why we respond the way we respond, why I don't talk, why I'm shy, why I don't like leadership, why I don't like. I mean, we have all the whys of what keeps us stuck, what keeps us a victim, essentially. And maybe for the first time you're listening today and you're saying, like, well, I didn't realize I was a victim. Well, yeah, if you're not having the life that you want and you're justifying it, making excuses for the reason why you are where you are, well, I didn't have, you know, my parents didn't teach me to do these things, or my parents didn't show me love and affection. That's how I ended up divorced. Or, well, my parents didn't speak life over me. That's why I don't know how to speak life over others and connect with others in that way. My parents taught me not to make good eye contact. So that's why I don't make eye contact.
not to talk to strangers.
That's right.
So I'm shy, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things that you may be stuck in, stories that you're stuck in, that hopefully today, hearing this deep dive with Chantel, it will disrupt what you currently believe about yourself and your circumstances. That you don't have to stay in those circumstances. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to give in to excuses. You don't have to be complacent and shrink back and walk in fear. You can walk in confidence, dunamis. You can walk in love. And you can, in spite of the fact that you don't want to do it, you can master your emotions, have a sound mind, and do it anyways. For that's what God wants for you. He wants you to bust through all the crap, all the excuses and the hurt and the pain. It's real. We're not denying that it's real.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. It's really up to you to decide what you're going to do with that thing. That thing that, yes, you went through, and I'm so sorry you went through that. I really am. Forgiveness is part of the process. And I'm telling you, sometimes you need to hear someone say that. I want to say that to you today. If you're listening and you're trying to understand how God could let you go through that in your childhood, or how your family could let you go through it, or even how you just can't fathom why this would happen to you. I'm here to say, on behalf of everyone, anyone that hurt you, abandoned you, made you feel lesser, made you feel like you are worthless and that you are just, yeah, a pile of shit, really. I don't know how to say it any other way. Strong languaging to help you. We hear you, we see you, that you do have those thoughts and you do have those frustrations, and it is keeping you stuck, holding you back from your best self. We ask you to please, if I may stand like in that place of those people that have hurt you and done all those things to you, that created a victim, that created this trigger and this trauma in your life.
The wound.
The wound, the story. Please, please forgive me. Forgive me for creating that pain and that trigger in you. And that's why it's really powerful then to acknowledge and say, yes, I forgive you. I release you. I bless you. You owe me nothing. You then don't have to be controlled by that story or situation anymore.
And the truth is, when we understand the position of asking for forgiveness, I think there's really no better example than, Yeshua
Yes.
on the cross.
Yes.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Okay? That's the truth of your wound, right? Most of the time, the people who cause those wounds know not what they're doing. They don't know that their words have caused such deep pain.
Yeah.
They don't know that the circumstances that they were dealing with caused such deep pain in you. That's where the understanding really can shift the way that we heal. Okay.
It's good. It's very good. Well, I know we need to get ready to go for our next appointment.
Yes.
Wrap this up and just ask you to help us out with something. I know that a lot of you watching this replay or watching this video yesterday, we had a lot of people subscribe to our YouTube channel. We currently have a challenge out there that today we can finish strong Friday. We're at 499 subscribers. Our first goal for this week was to hit 500. We're one away. You could be the one. So will you subscribe on our YouTube channel? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to when we create content or we put new content out there or we go live, that it'll notify you. And then we promise you, we will bring our strategies, our skills, our content and things that will help you in life, to have an epic life, to help you to find that godly spouse, to help you to create an epic marriage, and help you to create a legacy that is rooted in faith and freedom. That's our heart's desire for you. It's what we do in our own lives, and we promise to do it with you and for you to help you have an epic life. Would you be willing to, in exchange, just subscribe? It does get the message out to others. Then our next target, I'm going to be shaving this mustache off and having like an Amish type beard.
You're not making that very exciting for
At
me.
1,000, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I think we could do it by the new year. 1,000 subscribers. How cool would that be? It's time. The Amish, they have this Amish hotline. When they start buzzing about something and let people know about something, it just goes like wildfire. And so we're excited to be a part of that and see this thing go and get our message out there of connection to Father, our best self, and to others. And so,
And for freedom,
that's
mentally,
right.
emotionally.
So good.
That is one of the greatest passions of our life, is to see people, really, truly move from that story, that crippling story, and into the experience of freedom, the experience of like just knowing that you have the ability to create something new, to create new uh, uh, nervous system
Yes.
responses.
Yes.
It's, it's powerful. You have the power to do that.
Yes.
You don't have to wait for some magic unicorn to come into your life.
Mm-hmm.
You have everything. God designed us perfectly with everything in us, and He's given us templates.
Yes.
This verse is a template for your healing, and it's beautiful. And when you experience it, there's
So
nothing like it.
So good.
Well, it looks like Irina was number 500. She didn't realize
No
that.
way. Are you serious right now? What in the world? That's hilarious.
She hadn't subscribed, so
That's super cool. I gotta check this out to be able to see it. Thank you, everyone, for all your amazing support. There it is. Woo-hoo! Look at that. There it is. Actually, 500 subscribers. That is a new level for us, and super excited. We have 1.3 thousand videos on our YouTube channel. We've been creating some content, y'all. Content, videos, shorts, longs, reels, 1.3 thousand videos. It's a lot to watch. You could binge watch for a few days and never watch all of our videos at this point. We're going to be cleaning that up, by the way. We've got to get some organization to our channel, Amish Matchmaker, and we're excited for that. But thank you, Irina. Thank you. That is super cool. Number 500 subscribers. That's so cool. Live right here. But yeah, also I wanted to thank everyone for their support, for subscribing, but also to be thinking of the orphans this holiday season. I'm going to Mexico. We've been doing that for 11 years. I shared earlier the video. I'll share it again so that people can see it with the video about the orphanage. And I know that's your heart and my heart as we've been going there for the past 11 years. This will be our 11th year of loving and supporting them. So we invite you to be a part of it with us to support the orphans in Mexico at Casa de Hogar.
Monte Horeb.
Monte Horeb. See, it's long, right? But that's the name of the orphanage, and it's in the wine country of Mexico, just
Valle de Guadalupe.
in the Baja California area. And so Valle de Guadalupe. I just put it in the GPS and go. But I'll be heading there Christmas Day, flying to California, and then venturing into Mexico to the orphanage, and then spending a week there with them, working on some projects, working on connection and loving them, and finding out their needs for this year in 2026, how we can bless them the most. And I'll have some live videos while I'm there, so support it. We've got a link for you to be able to send them money, because it does take money, and the government does not support those orphanages with money. They support them with food, some food for the kids. But again, they still got to pay the utilities, still got to pay bills, and still got to support those kids. They want to see those kids have education, English, have to pay English teachers, have to pay, continued education beyond high school. They want to see these boys succeed and give them a future. So it's super powerful. Will you join us?
And then also a reminder that Sunday evening, at 5 p.m. Eastern time, we've been invited to speak on a webinar for in the single to married group on school. So put an emoji with your hands up if you want a link for that.
That's right. Singles.
It'd be awesome. Basically telling you our secrets on how, we managed to get a number of people, like almost 30.
Yes. Yes.
Engaged in under 12 weeks.
Come on.
It's pretty powerful. So if you want to hear some of those
good results
and learn from that, let us know. We'd love to have you there.
Yes, we would. So we got a lot going on. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Got a Christmas party tonight. Maybe we'll go live a little bit while we're here for our party with our friends. and family members. And then, yeah, Sunday we have that event. We'll be speaking, and they've asked us to speak. And then next week is Christmas. So we'll see. We'll be doing some lives beginning of the week, and then we'll enter into Christmas holiday season. And
it'll look different.
Yeah, I'll be in California or Mexico. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, blessings to you. Thanks for joining us today. And again, thanks, Irina, for being number 500. Yeah. Irina Kaufman. There you go, team. And thank you guys for following us on TikTok, following us on Facebook, and let Facebook know, and TikTok as well, that you are interested in seeing more of this. And you can do that by commenting, thumbs up, liking our posts and our videos as they go live. All right.
Awesome.
Have a great day.